Yeah, body language is really important if you're a teacher of anything, whether you're teaching kindergartners or if you're teaching college or university classes or adult ed. How you, the nonverbals you use. For example, if you use palm up gestures, your audience is going to retain. They're going to have a better long-term retention of the material. If you use palm down gestures, they're going to have less long-term retention of the material. You're also going to alienate people, even if they like you, if you use palm down gestures. You want to tend to use palm up gestures.
Is that just feel more positive so the brain reacts better? Is that with the palm up?
Yeah, it's more of a, yeah, it's more of an open, less, more. Now, it depends what the rest of the body is doing, of course. So you don't want to overgeneralize. You never want to go on one thing only. But yeah, in general, palm up gestures. So I'm going to lower my camera here. So Donald Trump always does this. He does palm up gestures good, but he keeps his upper arm close to his torso. You shouldn't do that. That particularly on a straight male, but also on females, regardless of your sexual orientation. You want to spread out a little bit from your torso. You want to show a little bit of confidence, and you don't want to flap like a wounded T-Rex with short arms, like Donald Trump does. He does this wounded T-Rex thing. You want to move your hands slower. Yeah, you want to do palms up, Donald, but you want to move your hands slower. This is confident. And you'll notice Barack does this a lot, Barack Obama. Barack Obama also does a basketball steeple real commonly. This is an alpha beta hybrid. So this is not too alpha and not too beta. And if you use too many hyper alpha gestures, like here's one that Donald Trump does all the time. He does this when he's sitting all the time. It's hyper alpha. When I coach people, I say, if you're going to do this, you only want to do it maybe for 1/10 of a second, maybe during the one syllable in the most important word in the most important sentence of the whole hour you're talking. You do this. It's literally that short, because it's kind of like a really strong spice in stew or soup. You know, a little bit is a little bit too much.
But what is it about that makes it alpha? Is it, I mean,
what? Pardon me. What about it?
Yeah.
Well, it's an alpha, and it's even a hyper alpha. It's just the way the brain reads it. It takes it as more of a dominant display. In fact, when you're touching it, and you can have a lower steeple too. Like Donald Trump does this when he's sitting, but when he's sitting in an open chair, he does this. But when he's sitting at a desk, he might do this. Sometimes he does this. So it's a real hyper alpha. You know, what to say why the brain interprets it that way, we don't always know the answer to why. You know, we don't always have the answer. Go ahead.
It feels very pokey. Maybe it's a pokey feeling, you know? That's my layman's idea. Pokey.
And it's really artificial. The only other time you really see that are news journalists when they're, you know, doing the report. You know, John, we're down here at the stadium, and you know, they're doing this.
It does feel artificial. I get that completely. That makes a lot of sense. Actually, I think.
Yeah, now palm down. That's alpha. We can explain that more. We have more of an explanation of why does that feel alpha. That's more of a throwing. I'm hiding something. I'm dominating you. I'm covering you. You know, I might be hiding something, et cetera, like that. But in palms up, my hands are open. Real metaphorical. My hands are open. Handshakes. You know, you can see I have nothing in my hand. I have nothing in your hand. Let's touch each other. Which you can talk a lot about handshakes if you want, but handshakes, people, of course, for a year now almost, we haven't been doing handshakes, but back, you know, in the before times, and hopefully in not too many months in the future, we'll start those handshakes again. But people always mess up handshakes. They don't do the eye contact. They don't do the eye contact enough.
He grabs and he like pulls people in. I've noticed that when he goes to shake people's hands, it's like he forces them toward him. It feels very abrasive. And
yeah, so men that do that to other men, so he'll grab and he'll pull you in like that. Yeah. Exactly what you say. And sometimes with shorter people, he'll pull them up. even like with Nancy Pelosi, the day he was inaugurated, there's a famous picture of that. He was pulling her and up. So men that do that to other men are consistently. Now we all might do that once in a while in a crowded room or when we're off balance or not thinking or tired or something. You might mess up a handshake when you're not concentrating, you're tired or just not paying attention. But men who do that consistently to other men are always narcissistic or worse, always, if you do it consistently. Now, if men that do that to women are not only narcissistic, they're objectifying. That woman is just, I'm just using her. That's a really a strong warning sign that people should, that should send up red flags all over the place.